What's the story with how a buyer's agent is paid in a real estate transaction? There's a lot of confusion and misinformation out there as changes have been implemented nationally in the real estate industry. I'm here to break it down so it makes more sense to home buyers and sellers. Before you get started looking at homes, there now must be a written agreement between a home buyer and a realtor before that agent can show any home, even virtually. That agreement includes what your agent will be compensated once you achieve your goal of buying your new home. So this fee is negotiable. It always has been. The changes recently implemented simply amplify that point. Personally, I cover this in detail in our buyer consultation before we get started on your home search. Here's a helpful hint. Do not sign the agreement if the agent does not actually openly discuss their compensation with you when asking you to sign it. You're making a massive investment in your new home, and if your agent isn't comfortable discussing their value, money, or their fees openly with you, think twice whether that's the right agent for you. Because honestly, agents like that are the reason these changes for transparency and compensation have been mandated across the nation. While there are a few ways the buyer's agent fee may be collected, ultimately, that agreement spells out the fact that the buyer is responsible for paying their agent for the job that they hired them to perform. So the common way the buyer's agent fee has been paid over the last several decades is still an option. The listing firm or seller of any specific property may still be offering to compensate the buyer's agent, which in turn helps the seller achieve their goal of selling their home. This method for paying for your buyer's agent is not gone. It is absolutely still happening. But this is actually where public transparency was actually lost in the new mandated changes. What has changed is that the listing agent must be clear with the seller about all of their options. And any offer of compensation is no longer included in the traditional listing details. It requires an additional upfront communication and actions between the agents, buyers, and sellers. And it's important to know on this that while there are states that negotiate this method of compensation as part of an offer, in North and South Carolina, this agreement must be signed prior to any offer to purchase. The current laws in the Carolinas prohibit negotiating agent compensation as part of an offer. The last way a seller may pay the buyer's agent is legal to negotiate as part of the offer in North and South Carolina. That's seller concessions, sometimes referred to as a seller credit. It's been an existing term in our contracts for years. The reason it's legal is because concessions can actually be used for a variety of purposes to offset the buyer's closing costs. It's absolutely possible that the buyer's agent may be paid through a combination of these three options. What's important to remember is the value your agent brings to your transaction. Finding the house is the easy part. Their true value comes into play in the hundreds of steps that they facilitate for you from an offer to closing. Look for a video on that soon, and I'll dive deeper into that topic. Lastly, back to the point of realtor fees being negotiable. They absolutely are, and they always have been. I do expect we'll see a variety of different fee models evolve across different firms as time goes on. And keep in mind that the agent or the firm that you want to work with will likely have set fees that they specifically charge for their services as part of their own business model. And that just means that they don't have to agree to change their fee just because you ask. Or the agent may offer a tiered fee experience, like certain services for certain fee amounts, and you choose which you want. There are no two agents that do things exactly the same. You need to choose the agent that you're most comfortable working with. And just remember that you're dealing with the largest investment of your lifetime. And that's why there are actually dedicated professionals in this industry with expertise to help you through it. Some offer Walmart self-checkout style services. Others offer Nordstrom delighter services. And many will offer service styles in between that. Make sure the agent you choose is the best fit for your goals, and know that they have your back. My clients do. Comment or reach out and let me know what questions you have about real estate that you'd like to see a video on soon. Thanks.